If you've been using the law of attraction or other manifestation techniques for any amount of time, then you already know that one of the fundamental principles is that you attract to you whatever is at the same vibration as your thoughts and feelings. So essentially, you need to change your limiting beliefs if you want to attract all that you desire into your life. But about 12 years ago, I stumbled upon a book that changed the way that I understood beliefs. And because of that very book, I came to realize that in order to manifest what you really want in your life, you need to let go of trying so hard to change your beliefs. So I'll explain why in this video. Stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Lisa Engles and welcome to my channel here where I help spiritual seekers to become spiritual finders by harnessing the ancient wisdom of yoga to live an extraordinary life. The purpose and the goal of this channel is super simple, just to make it easier than ever before for anyone to find happiness and fulfillment in their everyday life by using what has already been passed down to us for millennia, as well as to dispel any popular myths, especially in New Age spirituality, which hold us back without our even knowing. Now, before I dive into today's video, I want to let you know about a very special 3-hour virtual workshop that's coming up on Saturday, January 8th from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time, where I'll be showing you a unique, powerful, and highly effective method based on time-proven yogic wisdom to manifest the life of freedom, fulfillment, and abundance that you want in 2022. I put the link to the registration page below in the description so that you can learn more and grab your spot, and it's 100% free, so I hope you will join me. So as I said in the intro, if you've been using the law of attraction or any other manifestation techniques really for any amount of time, then you already know that the fundamental principle of the law of attraction is that you attract to you whatever is at the same vibration as your thoughts and your feelings. So what you must do then is work on changing your limiting beliefs. So we want to bust through those limiting beliefs and then create new, more positive, empowering beliefs that align with the vibration of whatever you want. That's what the law of attraction tells us. That's what all of the manifestation techniques tell us to do as well. But have you ever noticed that even if you change your beliefs, there's still something that remains within you? At least a part of you, if you're really, really honest with yourself, maybe it's this underlying nagging feeling that something is still missing from your life. It might be so subtle that you don't notice it yet, or it might be so subtle that you have a hard time actually putting your finger on it. And you may even miss the cues until it's sort of like suddenly, at some point you actually realize that even though you've been doing all of this work around your beliefs, you still feel this sort of nagging sense of like something's not complete yet, right? Or it could also show up in a more obvious way for you. Like maybe you find yourself constantly feeling frustrated or at a loss for what your next steps are because you've been doing all of the hard work of trying to let go of your limiting thoughts and beliefs, but things really haven't changed all that much, or maybe not as much as you thought that they should have changed by now. I personally spent years on my limiting beliefs so that I could begin attracting what I most desired into my life. And I literally have an entire collection of books on how your thoughts create your reality. You can see this bookshelf behind me. Many of these books are from past years, and I picked out a few. I just wanted to show you because as I was looking through my books, I was sort of shocked. I didn't realize how many I had on that bookshelf. If you've seen my other video on how I struggled with the law of attraction, then I've been, did this for 30 years. So here's just a few. Thoughts Are Things by Ernest Holmes, the great founder of the Church of Religious Science. Another one from him. The Creative Mind, also, of course, by Ernest Holmes. I have The Power of a Single Thought. Yet another one on how to initiate major life changes from your mind. And of course, everybody knows this one, right? Think and Grow Rich. This is like the third one that I bought, I think, because I had marked up so many of them and given them away over the years. So we all have this one, right? Think and Grow Rich. And I have this one based on A Course in Miracles, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. Looks like I got this from Barnes & Noble. Is Barnes & Noble even around anymore? I don't think it is. Actually, I think there's one left that I know of where I live. So I got this one on sale. I have this one. I remember getting this one back in the 90s called Change Your Mind, Change Your World. Sounds like a similar or a familiar refrain we've all heard. And yet another one, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. So I know you might have a bunch of these types of books on your bookshelf as well. But for me, it wasn't until I finally read one particular book that changed everything for me. And that book is called Emptiness Dancing by Adyashanti. And it's about awakening to the truth of who you are and the true nature of reality. And in this book, he says something that was literally belief shattering for me. And that is, wait for it, hold on, that is that no belief is true. I'm going to say that again because the implications of understanding this statement are very profound. No belief is true, especially when it comes to manifestation techniques like the law of attraction, which inherently require us to change our beliefs in order to attract what we want into our life. Now, first you have to understand what Adyashanti means when he's saying that no belief is true. His view, the view that he's coming from, is Zen Buddhism, but really it applies to all Eastern spiritual views and, of course, the views of yoga and yoga wisdom traditions. And that is that beliefs are simply thoughts. They are mental constructs that we acquire through our conditioning from things like our family, our society, our culture, from the community of people that we hang out with. Our beliefs, of course, come from our political views. They come from our philosophical views. They come from our religion. There are just so many factors that condition us to believe what we believe about ourselves and about others and how we think that things should be in life, right? That's our morals and our values. Now, consider this, that no two people will 100% ever agree on what the truth is, right? That's because everybody's mental conditioning is different. Everybody's beliefs and belief systems are can be quite different, which is why we see so much divisiveness in our world today. Now, one of my teachers defines the truth as an idea that is true at any time, anywhere, under any circumstance. Now, that definition of truth drastically narrows what truth is to almost nothing. And I say almost because truth is something that Eastern spiritual traditions have become very, very good at identifying through certain spiritual practices. And I'm going to save that for a later time. That's not what this video is about. But for right now, just back to the subject of changing your beliefs. Now that we're clear on this concept, this idea that Adyashanti gave us, which is that no belief is true, it puts a massive wrench in the law of attraction framework and most manifestation technique frameworks. So let me explain what I mean by that. So now say you have the belief that you're not good enough. This was a core belief of mine. It's a common core belief that all of us have, really, to some degree. So then, you have this belief, I'm not good enough. So you do all of this work, all types of inner work to change that belief. Maybe you go to therapy, you work with a coach, you do some EFT tapping, you begin to clear your chakras, you meditate, you do affirmations, you name it, you do it, right? And then lo and behold, what happens? You do change your belief. And now all of a sudden you believe that you are good enough and you're worthy and you're deserving. Now here's where the problem lies. Just like your old belief that you're not good enough, your new belief that you are good enough is still a belief, right? It's still a mental construct. It's still essentially a narrative or a story. It's a conditioned way of thinking. And now what you have to do is you have to create an entirely new set of beliefs around how a person who is good enough or who is worthy and deserving should act. What type of life a person who is good enough or worthy and deserving should be living. And of course, what types of things that a person who is good enough and worthy and deserving enough should be manifesting in their life. So then the question I pose to you is, what happens if one or all of those shoulds don't pan out for you? You're worthy and deserving. So why are you still broke, right? You're good enough. So why do you still find yourself in a dead-end relationship? So then what happens when your shoulds don't pan out is you start to question if things have really changed, right? Have you really changed your beliefs? And maybe you start thinking to yourself, oh my God, maybe I haven't really changed my beliefs. Maybe I still don't believe that I'm good enough. Or maybe I still don't believe that I'm worthy and deserving. And then you get stuck in this never-ending and frustrating loop of trying to manifest what you want, but always coming back to doing the work and doing even more work on changing your beliefs, because that's what the law of attraction and all of the law of attraction experts are telling you to do, right? So the analogy that I like to use all the time is that changing your beliefs is really just like moving around your mental furniture. It's like redecorating a house. You can paint the walls, you can put some new throw pillows on your couch, and things will look good and will maybe feel different for a little while until they don't, until nothing has really changed, because all you've done is rearranged your mental furniture as opposed to renovating, right? When we renovate a house, it's where you're actually deconstructing the house. You're tearing out walls, you're gutting the house and truly changing the structure of the house, as opposed to just doing some redecoration, throwing some paint on the walls. Now, it's really not a perfect analogy. It's an imperfect analogy, but it gets the point across. Changing your beliefs isn't really as helpful as you might be led to believe. No pun intended there. I hope that makes sense to you. So I'm guessing that now you might be wondering what you should be doing instead of changing your beliefs, right? And that's why I want to invite you to join me for a free 3-hour virtual workshop that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. It's coming up on Saturday, January 8th, and it will be from 9 a.m. to noon Pacific time. It is a virtual workshop, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's called the Resolution Solution Workshop, where you'll not only learn what you should be doing instead of changing your beliefs this coming year, you'll be learning a very unique, powerful, and highly effective method that's based in time-proven yogic wisdom to manifest the life of freedom, fulfillment, and abundance that you want in 2022. And again, as I said earlier, I'll put the link to the registration page in the description below. You can learn more about what you'll learn in that workshop as well. And just to end this, I want to say that if you are tired with struggling with the law of attraction or other manifestation techniques, then this workshop is especially for you. I want to let you know that I will not be teaching the law of attraction. I'm not going to be changing you or teaching you how to change your beliefs, right? Obviously, that's not what this is going to be about. And I'm not going to be accusing you of not being clear enough on your intentions or blaming you, placing the blame on and the burden on your shoulders that you create your own reality. And these are all sort of the pitfalls of using the law of attraction for manifestation. But, instead, as I said, I'm going to be teaching a method that actually works for creating a life of ease and flow and fulfillment this coming year. So I really do hope that you'll consider joining me. Again, it's free, and the link to the description is below. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I put out tons of videos, usually a new one every week, sometimes a little bit more than once a week. Please do subscribe and let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. I always do respond to comments. And until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay well, and namaste.